hosting the Bucs. Let's parlay, people. It's week 8. I've got some sleepers for you ahead of the action. Let's see. I'm a little loopy. I haven't slept. I did a coast-to-coast flight, so you know it's going to be really fun. When Lawrence Guy is on the program, want to know what we caught him doing some good. We got him. We got our cameras all over him like TMZ. We caught him doing good in the community. We're going to talk to him about the Patriots. We're going to talk to him about the AFC. We're going to talk to him about everything that he's got going on leading into week 8. We also have Thomas Dimitroff on the program, former GM. He's got lots going on. Does he have a take on Arthur Blank not really having a take about Bijan Robinson's availability last week and heading into this week's action? We'll hang out with him, get some maybe like trade hot takes, maybe gauge some trade options for him ahead of that October 31st deadline. And my Bulls suck. What is Chicago sports? Down the drain. Shams Charania here to save the day. I'm an NBA girl, guys. I know I spent a lot of time on my JetBlue flight eating those chocolate-covered cashews and saying, what's going on in the NBA? What's going on? James Harden, nothing new there. It's just what my therapist would call a behavioral pattern that we'll dig into with Shams Charania. And then here's Giannis tonight. What are you thinking, Eric? You excited about this? Big one. No James Harden, obviously.
I mean, Marissa's coming off of Philly's loss, so I can't talk as much junk as I want, but, there we go.
That's that's fear.
We're going to wipe the floor with them tonight.
That's fear-based Eric Wheelo.
That's what we're doing.
It's a big game tonight.
It is.
I'm excited. Debut of Giannis and Dame. I know so many things. I also knew what that 405 was today without asking. I've only taken it every day for almost a year and a half, but I now know what it is. Thank you. I appreciate that. We got big news, though. Everyone's talking Bills and Bucs, and that's the game tonight. We have a parlay. Go play it. Me and Grump. Boom, 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 boom. We're going to get to it. It's over at FanDuel Sportsbook right now. It's live. Go ride or die with us. It's no sweat, so you don't have to die, but you can ride with us. I did want to talk about the fact that if I could pick maybe anywhere to be this weekend, it would be at the Niners-Bengals game. This is high on my list of places I'd like to be, and we have big news, guys, on both sides. If we start in the Bay Area, there was a bombshell dropped yesterday afternoon. It was announced Brock Purdy's in concussion protocol. There was a hit that he took, and this is what the reports are. I'm not saying, I don't know when the hit was. They're telling me that it was after a hit he took on a quarterback sneak in the fourth quarter. Only about 25% of players placed in concussion protocol have been cleared to play the following Sunday. Okay, just a quarter of the league. So remember, it happened Monday night, so that's even worse. It's one less day to recover, I think, right? Kyle Shanahan has not ruled out him playing, though. Okay, so if Brock can't go, it is Sam Darnold taking over, who has some like $300,000 incentive if he plays a little bit on that day. So I do want to put this out there. And I put this out there into the internet, and it was like that Joker meme that's like, and away we go. Because I knew it was going to happen. Here it is. Before the concussion, he threw 5 incompletions on 24 attempts, didn't turn the ball over, had a sterling 124.3 passer rating. After the concussion, he threw 4 incompletions on 6 attempts. These are just numbers. This is why I put it out there. Do with it what you will. What do you think? And of course, and by the way, both those interceptions, we're not taking, I want to stop right here, time out. We're not taking anything away from Cam Bynum. Brilliant performance, perfect picks. And he came on our show and he said, no, we practiced that play. He put it into my hands. We've seen him do this before. We also didn't take anything away from Brock and how well he played. But I heard from a lot of Vikings fans like, don't try to take away from the Vikings fans. This is not, enjoy your moment. You suck to start this season. You were 1-4, now you're winning. Shh. Go over there and be quiet and like deal with your career. There's nothing not taking away from you. There's nothing to do with you. It has to do with the people who are trying to take away from what Brock Purdy is in the National Football League. And that matters. So, to put it out there, if you look at it, if you're trying to, use the game to discredit Brock Purdy as a quarterback, you need to stop because those numbers are pretty glaring. My opinion on it probably affected him. There's also people coming after the league about this, about why was he playing, and like, he didn't feel the concussion symptoms until you get on a plane. Like, are there like delayed symptoms? Is it like late reaction symptoms to a concussion? I don't think so. I'm not gonna get into any of that. I just want to put the numbers out there so we can sort of clear the air or at least consider that it may have affected his performance late in the game because that split is pretty crazy, right? I think we can all agree. At Up and Adam Show with your thoughts. And Viking fans, just enjoy. we're the show that had Cam on the program. We wanted Cam to say, like, you did your thing at the end of this game. Not taking away from what he did, that smiley face of his, what he's got going on, absolute ball hawk action. But this is more about Brock Purdy and how he's being framed and used and thought about in this National Football League. We also have football tonight, guys, and we're going to get to. Which we're, of course, excited about. Bills hosting the Bucs, and this is the type of game. We're going to get to the Bengals, by the way, later in the show. I don't want to pretend we're not going to talk about the Bengals, because we absolutely are. And we've got Hamilton, who's, like, dying to come out here, as always, and be a sick pup and do some sort of, thing about how, all of the under center action means that he's all. We're going to get to all of that, I promise. But I do want to talk about what's going to happen in Orchard Park. This is the type of game that can either sort of spark or either spark or sinker. That's what we're going to label this, a spark or sinker for both squads, both thirsty. They're at the bar, they're picking up whoever's biting, okay? They're go fish. They need a win right now, okay? The Bills have lost 2 of 3, and they haven't looked right at all. The Bucs have dropped 3 of 4, and the offense is almost completely disintegrated. This is a sinker potentially for one of these squads as far as the season's concerned, or a sparker depending on how things go. On the Bills side, they got to find a way to start faster, okay? Just start faster. They've scored 10 first half points in their last 3 games, not combined. 10 points in 3 games combined in the first quarter. What are we doing here? Come on. You have to wonder how much the shoulder injury that he suffered against the Giants is impacting Josh Allen. Now, he's been a full participant in practice, no complaints. We're never going to hear complaints out of Josh Allen. No chance it keeps him out, of course, because it's Josh Allen. And he's still putting up some numbers, but he hasn't been as sharp as he was earlier in the year. If you look at this, since that Giants game, his completion percentage is down nearly 10%, his passer rating's down near 30 points. No, it is down 30 points. And while he's been downplaying it, it seems clear that it's affecting him. He's got to start fast. You're a big fan of Danny Ricciardo. Josh Allen, start fast when those red lights go black. Got to get out there. We got to score some points, baby. Now, he's going to have his chances against the 26th ranked Bucs pass defense. And I feel bad. I feel like this has been a bit of a Kay Adams pinata the past couple of days. The Bucs secondary, the Bucs defense, exploit them. Start your starters in fantasy against them. This is perfect for Josh Allen. Got to get it going. Got to get it going early, especially with all the injuries the Bills are dealing with on defense. I do think we see this Bills side take a step in the right direction tonight. And that's reflected in the No Sweat Parlay. Gronk and I, we put it together yesterday and he was on the show. I'm just going to say he better bring it. This Dalton Kincaid kid better bring it. Not for the Bills fans' sake, for Rob Gronkowski's sake, okay? I said Josh Allen would bounce back with over 250 passing and Stephon Diggs over 70 receiving. That seems very doable against the secondary. Gronk has the Bills covering 7.5, and Dalton Kincaid with a cool, easy breezy 25+ receiving. Right now, all FanDuel customers can join our No Sweat Same Game Parlay, or you can build your own No Sweat style. If it loses, you get bonus bets back. That's what that means. Nice little insurance plan for you. Ride with us or build your own. Like I said, don't miss out on your chance to get a No Sweat Same Game Parlay on FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Like a cheerleader. #1, let's go. We have Lawrence Guy on the show, guys. We're going to have a lot of fun with him. That'll be great. Shams Charania is going to be on the program. And the NFL trade deadline, it's looming. It's a Spooktober. We've got former Falcons GM Thomas Dimitroff joining the show. He's going to tell us who could go where and why. And what does he think about Bill Belichick being traded? Floated that. Does he think I'm crazy? We'll talk to him. Yes, Bengals will be later, guys. Don't worry. We just wanted to give and restack and have the Bengals have a good amount of real estate on the program. My Bulls, huh? Yes, sir. I'm listening.
Miss Worldwide.
Okay. Okay, say that one more time. Okay. Intro. Got it. Thank you. Yes, thank you for that. Got it. Maybe change it to 00 for me. That would be helpful. Thank you, guys. Hi, Conrad.
How are you back?
Get over here.
How are you back already?
What's happening?
Did you go to Miami yesterday?
I went to Miami. Dude, what are you doing? How are we doing?
Yeah, Shams back today?
We have Shams Charania to talk about my
What?
horrid Bulls. I just need a Chicago sports team I can get behind. None. No, we're going to talk about James Harden and his behavioral patterns of dysfunction.
Yeah. A lot of good stuff on James Harden. If you're talking about Bulls, SGA.
No, I don't think we're going to talk about the Bulls.
Well, I was about to say, SGA played the Bulls last night. these guys are all picking him to win MVP this year. Really big.
Is that
moment.
our guy?
Yeah, and
No, I'm sorry.
He just signed a deal with Skims with
No, no.
Kim Kardashian.
Skims is putting him on the map, I heard.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I heard he wasn't even
Yeah.
popular, but Skims put him on the
Chandler
map.
was wearing Skims today too.
Right. But is that true that Skims put this guy on the map?
I mean, like he's just becoming like a GQ guy.
Are you just falling into the trap?
What?
The Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift put him on the map thing.
Oh, I mean.
Conrad!
What?
I'm really confused about what's going on.
Are you talking about Skims and SGA? Or are you
Yes!
talking about Travis Kelce?
No, you know how everyone did that TikTok
Oh,
that was
TikTok?
like...
Conrad,
like,
this is
didn't-
God. Please leave the set now. Conrad, this is God. Leave now.
We can't hear you. I'm not hearing you on the God mic.
Conrad, they're asking you to step.
You're just in my ear.
Want me to get out of here?
Yeah.
No, you're fine.
86, Conrad.
What is it? What else do I need to know? James Harden, big story,
James
and
Harden, big
Wemby's.
story.
Wemby.
I mean, Wemby's opening night. You guys think that?
What was your
that
thing with
happens?
Wemby?
I mean,
Not much to take away because he didn't play that much, but he still scored 15 points and he had a 3.
what is going on?
Marissa's producing my ass up.
And NBA.
Marissa's in the lab saying.
October?
Marissa goes, I don't want you to flub this like you flubbed the thing with Dexter Fowler yesterday. You better freaking bring it. No, I know. I did.
I said Dexter on yesterday.
I know, but he was great. We had him on too short, but it was. I would have him again in a heartbeat.
Yes.
He was
But
cool.
I felt bad because I said said it wrong in my head. But I was like, it was a mess. But he corrected me. He could. I mean, he's got the
we got him on the
chops.
MLB show.
I know. He's got the chops. All right, talk to you soon.
Great show, you guys.
See you, Conrad.
Bye.
Later.
Conrad, company. Is just days away. It is on Halloween. There's some spooky things going around in the NFL, some teams that are thirsty for wins and making changes. And Howie Roseman's apparently calling everybody. Let's bring in a former general manager. He was the GM of the Atlanta Falcons for 12 seasons, a 2-time NFL Executive of the Year. He's currently the CEO of Sumer Sports. Thomas Dimitroff, how are you? When you hear trade deadline, what are the feelings you get?
Hey, Adam, so happy to be on with you, by the way. Thanks. Your energy is addictive. I'm listening. I don't need my coffee this morning.
I do.
I get it. I was talking with Howie today, actually, this morning. I was digging in prior to your call.
Okay.
And I was thinking, talk to me a little bit more, Howie, about where you are with all these moves and what you do this time of year, as well as Brandon Beane, guys like that I have a lot of respect for, trying to make sure things haven't changed in the 3 years I've been out. 100%. There's so much going on. It's what they feel, Howie specifically, it's his obligation to make sure he does what's best for the team, of course, and always keeping his eyes out there for potential guys who are going to improve their team. They were looking, obviously they go after a safety recently.
Mm-hmm.
They were looking always to think about how they were going to update and upgrade that defense, and it came their way. He jumped on it like he does, and you and I both know this. And Howie loves you too. You know that. he really believes that this is the kind of move that's going to really help make things right as they move forward. And look, I know they got beat deep by Tyreek Hill. That was a big one. It wasn't just on that. This was about building the defense. I think Howie's one of the best traders out there in sport.
So you're giving this trade an A+, Thomas?
I really like the trade. I think it's going to be really good for them.
Do you think the Eagles are done based off your conversation with the great Howie?
Well, I don't think they're done. He didn't allude to anything like that. But he did say, again, this is something they keep their eye on, and that's his job. He's not out there worrying about game planning, as you know. This is about trying to make the best for this team. And I think the way that he does it, and there's all kinds of calls around, right? As GMs, we're always making calls, Kay. We're reaching out to people saying, hey, do you have anyone? And especially teams that are looking to increase their draft stock, right? Some of the teams out there that I'm sure we could talk about who are looking for increased first-round picks or don't have first-round picks, they're out there desperately seeking what may be available. Howie obviously is in a different situation. He's about making headway on being the best trader in sport right now, and that's what I believe he's doing, as I mentioned earlier.
If I'm the Titans, I'm not answering his call. I'm surprised. I mean, after what the PR of the A.J. Brown trade and what A.J. Brown looks like in this Eagles offense and what an MVP caliber player he is, I don't know. And after that move, I'm going to ask you about the Titans because are they sellers? They look like they're sellers, and they do have stars like Derrick Henry. They've got DeAndre Hopkins, who they acquired. Do we see them move as well?
Well, I think they could be sellers. I mean, we watched it, and what just happened with Howie, of course, and with Derrick Henry. I mean, there are some teams out there, and we know that, who are potentially looking for a running back that can help. I mean, look, I'm watching the Atlanta Falcons Tampa Bay game the other day, and no offense, Jason Light, I mean, that running game needs to be bolstered, right? Would that be a potential possibility? There are many other teams out there that would look at a guy like Derrick Henry and say, we need this cat on our team to push it forward. And so I do think, now believe me, it's never easy. One of the things that was brought up to me by a couple other general managers, and I had asked this almost, 75% increase of trades over the last 10 years.
Wow.
It's really, really big, right? It's substantial. And I've asked why they think that that's the case. They do put it on media, by the way, Kay. They say, like, the media starts stirring this, right? Normally, we don't look at this as general managers, and we don't think about, like, cashing out, right? It's pretty tough for us, right? As competitors, you'll have conversations with your owners, of course, and you'll think about, what needs to change. And if you trade away possibilities and you're not thinking about the here and now and you're thinking about into years to come, that's a complicated thing to have an owner hear their general manager talk about in public. But a lot of people in the media are stirring it. And what these GMs are telling me is we need, when we hear those rumors, even though we may think it's 99% not true, these really astute general managers go out and do their research and make sure that they're not missing something. What Howie mentioned to me, and I thought it was a very good, interesting thought, is he would beat himself up if he didn't follow through on some of these opportunities that were potentially out there, and they were secured without him at least looking into it. And I think, again, to me, that's a feather in his cap, and some of the other GMs that are very aggressive with their research.
I love that the media is getting the piñata treatment by the GMs here, when the GMs use the media just as much. And, like, I'm going to say, like, come on, let's call a spade here, Howie Roseman. But I want to talk to you about New England a little bit. Given that, even just that media implication, you were there for, 6 seasons as part of the Patriots organization. As I know, as everyone knows, and nothing gets out of that building they don't want out. So when it suddenly gets leaked that Bill Belichick has his contract redone quietly during the offseason, what does that tell you?
Well, it tells me that they're trying to take care of business to make sure that they can, calm any of the issues during the season. I mean, look, I want to say this right now categorically, Kay. I think Bill Belichick, and I think most people think this, in the modern era, he is the best coach, hands down, and he's right up there with the very, very best. There is no way Bill Belichick leaves the New England Patriots and doesn't have 3, 4, or more opportunities knocking at his door. Not just to be a head coach in my mind, but to also be the czar, because in my mind, and I'm speaking out a little bit, I don't think Bill Belichick ever goes to a place where he's working alongside or with a general manager. He has to be that guy. I mean, that's what he deserves to be after all he's done in this league. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it plays off. Think about this, though. If you're an owner and you have just signed on a new head coach in the last year or two, and you have your eyes lit up and you're thinking, my God, I have an opportunity to bring Double B in here to clean this organization up. That's a really, really interesting thing. Do they ever make that move? And I think you've made mention, would people trade? What do you think about the whole trade situation? There you go. Yeah.
You tell me, is it people are dragging me through the Twitter streets, through the alleyways. I'm being chased out of town with a bell saying shame, 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 like in Game of Thrones. Is it a possibility that Bill Belichick gets traded? Does it make sense?
Well, I mean, I think as an organization, you have to look at everything. I know it's heresy. It's so funny because I know in New England, obviously, there are people on both sides of the fence, right? And I know it's heresy sometimes to talk about Bill leaving there. And I agree. It doesn't seem like he should leave there. He should finish there. But what's going on, I think, again, back to astute general managers and people that are creative in this league, I think it's worth the stirring up of conversations and the reaching out to New England to ever see if that would be of interest. I realized towards the end of my time as a GM that more and more that I would think about a head coaching trade than I would have in my first 4 or 5 or 6 years. And I love Dan Quinn. And I think Dan is a top-notch guy who needs to go back into the league as a head coach. This is not against him. It is about the understanding of how vital it is to have the right head coach for the right team in the right spot to win Super Bowls, and hands down, I think that's very, very important, of course.
I think that's very, very fair, and I think it's really said with a lot of love and reverence for your many years and many battles that you went through with DQ, and you spent over a decade there with the Falcons, and now I would like to dabble into them a little bit here. Arthur Smith found himself. I like Arthur Smith. He found himself in some drama with reporters just yesterday. Very. He wasn't defensive. I guess he was dismissive about the usage of Bijan Robinson. At one point, he said we should be more concerned with climate change and world politics. So, as a GM, what's the conversation with your coach after a presser like that, or what was your read on that?
Well, look, I think Arthur Smith is a very smart football coach, and he's doing very good things for this organization here in Atlanta. I still live in Atlanta, and I hear a lot. I hear from the locals. I hear from a lot of the media here as well. Of course, there's a lot of banter about, especially prior to last game, do they make that quarterback switch? One of the things. I mean, I think the big concern in this city is they've invested so much in this offense, right? Why is it so lacking in production? Where the defensive side is kicking some butt, right? They're doing some pretty darn good things there. I like what they're doing with their defense. People are really concerned about that. As far as the conversation that I would have with my head coach after addressing the media, I think it's having those conversations prior to going in, and I think having the conversation about let's just all calm down here. People are that's part of their desire. It's part of their prerogative being behind the Falcons. Look, this is an interesting city. There's a lot of knowledge about football here, given the Southeast, and there's a lot of opinions. But remember, Atlanta's not like some of these other cities that have a lot of long-standing fan base and media. They're from all over the place. So they're very quick to throw their darts at a head coach and at the team here, just because that's just the way it's always been. So, I mean, look, I just think that conversation with Arthur, from Arthur Blank or Terry Fontenot, is let's sit down, let's game plan moving forward and how we're going to deal with this, this crazy sort of, not crazy, but with all of this criticism, because I think it's vital to be on top of it. It's vital to have the right answers for the media and not be defensive. The more defensive you are, the more people are going to throw darts at Desmond Ridder, and then it's going to come back, and that's going to circulate, obviously, within the locker room. And I will tell you, and you've seen it, Arthur's been really, really positive and loyal to Desmond Ridder, right? He's made comments, this is my guy. Arthur Blank has made comments, this is my guy. By the way, owners don't want to make comments about claiming someone their guy when that guy does not necessarily thrive, right? So this is an interesting thing to watch in Atlanta for sure.
Well, especially, and it's a lot of criticism, like you're saying, but they're on the top. They're in first place. Like we're despite the ups and downs from Desmond Ridder, who does take a lot of criticism. And yes, I agree with you. Arthur has been wonderful in being loyal and ride or die with him or whatever. Do you think the Falcons hold on to this and win the division?
I think after watching these last 3 games and last game against Tampa, I think they deserve to be in the number 1 spot. Now, you and I both know, and most people know, I mean, it's a challenged division now, right? I mean, quarterbacks are different. There's young, there's changes. This, to me, feels very different than it was, obviously, in the middle, 15, 16, 17, all those years, of course, when we were beating our heads against the wall every day as general managers of our respective teams in the division. I think they should hold on to this, but they need to make sure they continue to have consistency on this offense, utilize some studs that they have on the offense, of course, a running back, of course, a tight end who needs to heal, and what Drake London is doing, and an offensive line, quite honestly, that's playing pretty damn well, right? So they can do this. It comes down to consistency. You, of course, can't have from Desmond 2, 3, or more fumbles or turnovers, in a game. There has to be, when it really comes down to that tough time, that quarterback has to stand up. We were fortunate to have that with Matt Ryan, right? The best quarterbacks in the league, or the surviving quarterbacks in the league, have to thrive when it becomes dusty. When it becomes dusty and you're dropping balls, you're tossing balls when it's really tough, then it becomes a situation where you might have to consider a backup quarterback who's making what? I think Heineke's making $7 million a year, I believe. It's a big ticket.
It is a big ticket. We're learning so much from you this morning. It's amazing. I want to wrap it up with a sort of a quick fire. We're calling it, I'm going to botch the name, Dimitroff. I think we're going to go to the Dimitroff. It's so stupid. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Here we go. All right. The Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to start with the Chiefs, even though we don't have that. No. We're going to start with the Titans. The Titans. We already did that. Let's go to the Broncos. We're going to have the Broncos. You've been so comprehensive. We just got to skip around. The Broncos are a team. I mean, they're probably a team that's looking to move some players, right? They're ready. They're dropping players. They're doing whatever. I know for a fact, Sean Payton, who told me over and over again, he's obsessed with Patrick Surtain. He's the best player he's got. He's the PC, whatever. Could he go? Here's some trade options. Where should he go? I can't believe this could actually happen.
Look, I think Sean is a very smart guy, of course, a very good coach. I don't think he gets rid of the top-notch talent. That's very tough to do. He gets rid of, however, like any head coach in that situation, top-notch talent, because if the guy's a pain in the butt for him, right? And so who knows? I'm not saying he...
Patrick Surtain is like the best. He's obsessed with Patrick. I don't see it happening. What about Jerry Jeudy? Do you think Jerry Jeudy could be out there?
I think Jerry Jeudy could be considered because, he's got a lot of money on it, and I think it would be one of those that would be considered. That's the one I think.
Which team? Kansas City, Green Bay, Buffalo?
Maybe Buffalo. I mean, look, I'm still thinking in my mind, maybe Buffalo.
I mean, Buffalo, they had injuries to Matt Milano, Trey Wright. Allen has, he's got to find somebody consistently out of Stephon Diggs. What would you add to Buffalo?
Maybe KC.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Washington. I'm going to Washington. Their edge rusher, their star, Chase Young. I thought he was going to be Defensive Player of the Year this year. Where should he go? He's a free agent after the season, of course.
Chase Young. Well, who's looking for the defensive line? I mean, what do you think, Houston? What do you think, Jacksonville, maybe?
Jacksonville? Well, the option's here in the game that we're playing. Put it back up.
I know.
Hold on. It's Lions, Patriots, Bengals?
Lions, Patriot, Bengals. Oh, my gosh. All right. Lions.
You're so stressed out because you're taking it so seriously. It's like the GM stuff you're like, on the clock. We're in the war room.
I know.
Brian Burns. You know Brian Burns. This is a kid who's so talented, so great. Could he be available? Ravens, Bears, Kansas City, or fill in your own option?
My fill in my own option. Look, I think this is another one that maybe Jacksonville would do. They need a pair out there. And I would love to see Jacksonville continue to improve. And I think Trent's got his eye on things. I would love to see that. Who knows?
And last but not least, just give me a trade that you want to see happen, that you think might happen. Just put it out there into the universe. Stir the pot.
Into the universe. Oh, my God, you're putting me on the spot here. And this isn't like normally me, right? As a GM, we're so thought out. So
I love you.
I come back to Jerry Jeudy. I need him. I want him to go somewhere else. I need him out of that organization for Sean in my mind. I think they could gain something with him.
All right, Thomas Dimitroff, we appreciate you so much. And you got to come back and talk to us about what you've got going on with Sumer Sports. We're enjoying the trade deadline talk and all of that. And I feel like you still want to get back in there, buddy. I'm just saying. I'm getting those vibes from you.
It's a passion. I really appreciate you guys having me. Thank you.
Anytime. It's amazing, and we appreciate you. And hopefully Jerry Jeudy does go somewhere else. Now, coming up, we've got Lawrence Guy on the show. Gillette Stadium was rocking last week. They beat Buffalo. Buffalo clearly needs to add something, right? But Lawrence Guy wasn't just rocking on Sunday. You'll see what we mean next. And we're going to come after Gronk. Hello.
I was looking at his hands. They were freaking humongous.
Oh, I did not see. I did not see. You guys put on the graphic Demi trade-off, not Demi. His name's D-I-M-I, not D-E-M-I. Right? Thomas Dimitroff is D-I-M-I, I think. But you guys spelled it D-E-M-I.
Oh, they just took the front. It's D-I-M-I-T-R-O-F-F, so it was right.
No, but on the full screen it said Demi trade-off. It was D-E-M-I.
Oh, it's a...
Like Demi Moore.
Oh, it's a D-E.
Uh-huh. So it should have said D-I-M-I trade-off. But I like the music on that, Lisa. That was great. He was amazing. That was like such a fun appearance. Mm-hmm. I loved that. I mean, if you ask Hamilton my feelings on Thomas Dimitroff, it will be ask him. Hamilton. What do you mean? You know my long-standing affection for Thomas Dimitroff.
Yes.
Big fan.
Ever since he and DQ came into the Good Morning Football set back in, 2017?
All I remember is mountain biking. She talked to me about mountains, and I was like, who is this person? And then he, crushed it. That was such a fun appearance.
Yeah, that really was. He gave a lot of insight there, and it really sounds like Howie Roseman isn't done.
What do you think he's going to go do?
Oh, well, I don't know. It's an
I just love
interesting
that
question.
I just love that he was like, "Hey, Kate, you're not Delulu. This trade's going to happen."
Yeah.
Lawrence Guy, I'm not going to ask him about the trade of Bill Belichick because we have better fish to fry and bigger ones with him. But we got him. We got Shams. All right, Hamilton, you got your Bengals sick pup stuff. Get ready to talk about that.
Sure.
All right, let's do it. I don't think I need traffic. I think we're good, right? We're just doing Lawrence Guy. Okay, I feel good. Okay, great. I'm on.
That's a cool shot.
Oh.
Shout out, jib up. Fire move.
Ryan. I love Conrad so much. I'm like, CC your way out of this interview, and he just has to creep in, and I just love him. I can't deal. Is this on? Operational?
Yes.
Listen here. I've been on the lookout all season long, and you have too. I have like an army out there trying to catch players. Listen, these NFL players think they can get away with all the things that they do. They think they can just sneak in and out of restaurants, the back doors of clubs, into alley entries, and they do all this good stuff in the community, and they think they're just going to get away with it. And Lawrence Guy, Super Bowl champion, father of 4, he's out here making sure moms have everything they need before birth. Lawrence, you thought you were just going to get away with this?
Yeah, it is one of those things you just do. You don't try to get all the publicity about it. You just want to make sure that these moms are taken care of, and they have everything that they need, as my wife did when she had her all 4 kids.
I think it is so amazing and so selfless and so self-aware, and just like selfless is the word. You hosted 50 moms for a baby shower bash. I don't know how you worked it out with Kraft or Pearl or whoever. This was at Gillette Stadium last week, and like any New England person, like to have this happen at Gillette is crazy. They got to pick up essentials for their newborn babies. They got a little pampering, I understand. This is amazing. What was your favorite part? And this was your 3rd baby shower.
Yes, this is our 3rd one. I think my favorite part about the whole shower is the mommy makeover. You was able to get your hair done, get your nails done. You was able to have that baby shower experience with the photos, the playpens, because it wasn't just about the moms. If they had kids with them, we made sure we had jump houses, we had ball pits where they could interact also. Because we understand sometimes it might not be your first child, it might be your 2nd or 3rd child, and you might need a little bit of help. And we just want to make sure that they had that experience of, hey, if this was my 1st baby shower, my 3rd baby shower, that I could talk to everybody about it. That's probably the best thing, and seeing the smiles on these women's face every time they see the car seats, the strollers, the carriers that they didn't think was going to happen. It was just telling us. I think the best story about it, a mom told us she held back her induction for that day just to go to the event, and later on that day she was getting inducted to have her baby.
Wait. She was like ready to go, and then she was like,
yes.
Crossed her legs and said, "I'm going to get a stroller." What?
Yes, literally, that's what she said. She said, "I'm supposed to get inducted tonight." But I told earlier today, she was like, I moved it back to the night because I wanted to go to this event. And I was like, man, this is amazing. Because it's a blessing to actually see that happen and be able to help these women out. It's one of those things. My wife speaks Spanish because she's Colombian. So everybody else there that didn't speak English, she was able to spread her message through Spanish.
Well, you're saying it's a blessing. Lawrence Guy, you are the blessing. You are the one that's doing this, and you're making it grow. You started the Lawrence Guy Family Foundation back in 2019. This is the 3rd baby shower, and they're getting bigger and better every time. But you've had, what, 4? How many? You have 4 kids?
Yeah, I got 4 kids, 6, 4, 2, and 5 months.
Okay, what is your best advice for new parents out there?
Okay. 1.
Okay, hold on.
When you put your baby up right here, right?
Okay. Like
make sure you
Simba.
always keep your mouth closed because he or she is gonna throw up on you. I got caught 2 weeks ago, mouth closed, throw all on the face. Wiped it off. It was like, it's okay. Told him he couldn't
so
get me.
when you do the Simba, like the Rafiki Simba, welcome to the world, it's eyes closed.
You just mouth closed. You have to get the mouth closed.
Oh, God.
You seen the videos people get thrown up on. Yeah, it happened. Mouth was closed. And other than that, you're going to get pooped on. It is what it is.
You're going to get pooped on. Everybody
just throw them in the
poops.
sink or throw them in the showers. Like, wash them all off, wash your hands off, throw some clothes on them, and call it a day.
Who would you trust on the team to babysit your four kids, all four of them together, the most? Who's the most trustworthy?
Dietrich Wise.
Really? Why?
Yeah. He has seen all 4 of my kids grow up. So he's been here since the birth of my first one to the birth of my last one. I trust him 100%. I know his morals. He's down the street. I'm not concerned about him. Trying to get the Patriots to start a podcast called The Wise Guys where we could be on there all the time.
Lawrence,
so we got this whole thing.
I love it. Would Bill Belichick be a good babysitter?
Oh, buddy loves kids.
Really?
Like 100% great with kids. Every time I bring my children to this facility, he always has a big smile, ask them how they're doing. Like, that's just a side that nobody sees. Everybody sees what we get in the media. Yeah. But when he's a very family-oriented person, so I'm able to bring all my kids into the facility on certain days, and it's just a joy that you see him. I remember the first time I brought my oldest daughter there. That's because they're not old enough
to ask him a question yet about what's going on with their defense or offense or special teams, because then he'll lock up. Listen, we're not just going to let you get away with all of this. We're not just going to let you keep getting away with doing all of this good for expectant moms in need that need to feel loved and supported. We not only caught you, but we want you to know that Up and Adams is donating $1,000 right now to the Lawrence Guy Family Foundation because we are so thankful for what you're doing. We have the QR code. I think it's going to pop up so viewers can check out what it's about, get involved, donate, and be a part of that. We absolutely love what you're doing, so thank you.
Thank you for the donation. It means a lot. I know I've been trying to get on your show forever. I'm glad that we was able to make this work out.
You're the
get some time through this busy schedule.
Well, you were too busy, like, beating the pants off of the Bills, so we couldn't get you on. I had Gronk on yesterday. Patrick Chung popped on, too. What, and I asked them, and they had their opinions. The momentum, like, what was the building like this week? I'm sure nobody's, like, celebrating. We know Bill. We know what the whole vibe is up there. But how big was this win for y'all, really?
Oh, it was amazing. I felt like we started fast at the defense. That first play shows up what we did throughout the week. We were like, we need to start fast on defense. We need to continue to play as a unit and as a family. We talk about family, but that's the first time we actually came out here and played together as one and understood the objective is to win the game.
We also had Gronk, the last one for you, and you have to go. Gronk and Patrick Chung, we got to get your reaction to this. Let's take a look. This is their reaction to y'all celebrating.
Just won one game, and they celebrated like more than we would when we won a Super Bowl. That was like one of the most absurd celebrations. Like, I'm like, wow, they won a game. They went that crazy. Like, they acting like they never been there before, Chung. So what do you think about that? They were grittying all over the place, like to an absurd level.
Who are these two old guys yelling at a cloud? Like, act like, what do you want to say to these two?
Where was Gronk at? Like, where's he at? He's like in the back room somewhere. Like, what are we doing?
I think
you guys are hearing the things. I'm looking at the location. I'm like, Chung's in his basement, but where was Gronk at?
Lawrence, he was like napping between. He was having himself a morning. But what do you make of him saying, "Don't sell"? I'm sorry. Did Gronk not celebrate and dance and spike after each and every touchdown he ever did? Come on, give me a little something for Gronk.
No, it is what it is. Everybody has their opinion. You have to just leave it at like that. I'm gonna text him later on today though, and see if it's just jealous because he can't gritty.
Yeah, he can't gritty, and listen. I showed him the Miami Miracle, though. I showed him that, so that was a little one. That was a nice memory. You've got Miami this week.
I'll support it again. We can't talk about that.
No, we can't. Good luck against Miami in Miami. Y'all always have trouble down there. Get it together.
Will do. Thank you for having me.
Gronk tried to tell me it's because Bill Belichick goes out to hit those clubs. He's at Fontainebleau and he's out with Dave Grutman just drinking all night. And I said, no, you're lying, Gronk. Lawrence, we appreciate you.
He's at Poppy Steakhouse?
Yeah, that's literally, that's what he's doing. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. Good luck this week. This team can hopefully turn it around. Mac Jones has looked better since some ups and downs. So we wish you all the best. And again, thanks for everything you do in all seriousness for these new moms.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Lawrence. We appreciate you. We're going to have Shams to talk a little NBA action. How great is Lawrence, guys? He's great. And this woman didn't induce. She said, I've never had a baby. I can't imagine what goes into such a thing.
The sheer willpower to just be like,
it's not like changing a dentist appointment. Like, what are we talking about?
I know. She really wanted to go.
She changed that kid's birthday just to be there.
Well, but if you think about what they're doing and what it's grown to, and we'll obviously get you guys any of the information for those New England fans or just people who want to support moms, the things that they're giving are substantial, big things. Strollers, just the pampering part of it is the sweetest part. And that's his favorite part. It makes me so happy. We love it. Okay, at Up and Adam Show, guys, with your thoughts. We've still got Shams on the way. This has been a great show. I feel like I've gotten a lot smarter. I've learned a lot of things about the trade deadline. Thomas Dimitroff, amazing appearance and time with us. But it's time now for me to show you guys some love. This is where I hit you with some of my favorite daily and season-long sleepers. Week 8. Quarterback, guys. These are just the sleepers. Don't sleep on C.J. Stroud. We're big C.J. Stroud fans on the show, and he's got the struggling Panthers. He's thrown for multiple touchdowns in 4 of the last 5 games. Don't be the last of the C.J. Stroud train. Don't do it at running back. Zeke Elliott! What? We don't talk about him very much. He's getting more and more volume. He's scored in back-to-back games. We're friends with his agent. We like him on the show. And the Dolphins defense has been generous. Hi, Frank. To opposing running backs and at receiver. I'm going to take a swing, guys. A big swing. OBJ. He hasn't done much yet, but this feels like a game where the Ravens get him going against the Cardinals. I'm just saying. These are the guys I think are going to go off and be sleepers in Week 8. All right, we got a big game this weekend. We, of course, got one tonight. Please play the parlay over at FanDuel Sportsbook with me and Gronk. It's a lot of fun. But we've got the Bills and the Bucs tonight, but we also have the big game of the weekend that I want to touch on, and we touched on the Niners side of it and the Purdy situation part of it earlier, but we want to dig into some Bengals as far as this matchup. We heard from Joe Burrow yesterday, and I don't want to lose any of this. He's coming off the Bengals bye week. He was asked how much the week off helped him with the calf injury. I don't know who said bench him and wait for him to get to the bye week so he feels 100%. Here's what he had to say.
Yeah, I think it would have been better a couple weeks earlier. I felt pretty good after last week, health-wise. So it's just an extra week to get healthy, feeling good, feeling 100%.
Okay, so it sounds like we're going to get the best version of Joe Burrow, the most healthy version, the closest to 100% version that we've seen of this cat. Literally, this Bengal, all season long. We're going to get that on Sunday up against this Niners squad. They're posing for skims and doing all the sort of things. They're we haven't talked to Debo. Where's Debo? We got to get Debo on the show ahead of this matchup. Unbelievable. It also sounds like some new things are happening and are astir in the Bengals offense. This is important, guys. The Bengals have been working on more plays under center, something they haven't done much since Burrow got hurt and pulled up with this calf thing, right? So Hammer is a bit of a sick pup, as we all know. So from cats to pups, here we go, kittens and puppies. Hamilton, you texted me. I was on a flight. Where's Hammy? We got him? Okay, Hammy, you were like, under center. Burrow under center. It's going to change the game. It's going to do the... What do you want people to know about Burrow under center?
And so I think this tells us a couple of different things. One, Burrow talked about how the calf limited his mobility, and everybody thinks about that as, scrambling, moving around outside the pocket. Mm-hmm. But it also factors in when you're under center because, it's hard to be under center when you have an injury like that because you really have to fire off, explode out from under center to even hand the ball off, play action, any of that type of stuff. So the Bengals are almost exclusively in shotgun. Take a look at this that I dug up to really illustrate it. If you look back at what they were doing in 2021 when they went to the Super Bowl versus how they've been running the offense this year, look at that. They were 38% under center in 2021. They've been just 4.3% this year, which is the lowest percentage in the league. And what that means is, again, I think it affects the run game. You see the run game numbers there. Joe Mixon is a downhill runner. He's not really built. It's not really his style to run out of shotgun as much. And it limits what you can do in the play action pass game. They're bottom 5 in play action pass attempts this year as well. So defenses have been able to predict what this offense is going to do. It's been much more predictable than in years past. And I think that's a big reason why, beyond just Burrow's injury, I think that's a big reason why this offense has struggled. So I think getting more versatile in what they can do with this offense is really going to help this thing explode again, the way that we've seen in years past when they've been successful.
It's like the only wrinkles that I sort of like, right? Nobody wants wrinkles. I talk about my wrinkles. We need wrinkles. Bengals, we are manifesting wrinkles for you because the Bengals, what you're saying is checks out. They've got the 5th most passing attempts in the league this year, 26th in yards. We need wrinkles, Zach, over there. And and obviously being under center is going to help open things up, like you're saying. So it's little news that you might. This is huge news. Huge news. Bengals over the Niners. They're going to win the game. All right. Every week is better with Shams, so I'm just terrified because I screamed in studio. How many Celsiuses have you had, Shams? Is that yours?
Yeah, that was mine.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I don't picture you as a Celsius guy. What are you two chirping about over there? We're on live television. You two are having a whole conversation.
This is a nice jacket.
Where's the jacket from?
I'll tell you when we go to a game.
Okay. Let's have Run It Back NBA Insider. Oh, man, the Riz is strong with this one. Run It Back with Shams when we get back. Let's talk Wemby. What happened to Wemby? No, you had me. I was Wemby. Wemby was barely out there.
He scored 9 points in the 4th quarter. Also, he had foul trouble all game. First game as a rookie.
I know, but don't come on here and say he's going to be like the best thing ever, and then
I
I'm
never
watching.
said he's going to be the best thing ever. I said that he's going to be fun to watch.
Where's Eric? Eric, you have to take
Am I in
this.
the right place?
You have to keep this. It's a great one.
Am I picking my
Yeah. No, it's just it's actually a cool photo.
I love it. Oh, can
It's cool.
That front?
Yeah, I like it.
That's great.
I like this. Is actually like a legit good camera.
Going on the fridge.
I'm always scared I'm going to break it, and then I'm always looking for like the oh, is it? No, there's no finder. Oh, there. I'm always like this, and I'm trying to like read prompter through it, and it doesn't work, and I'm like, oh, Lauren's guy.
I do like this. Though.
Hey, he was great. Lawrence was great. Tiara, great job on that. He was great.
He could finally get on the show.
He was great. He was great. It was great. It's all great.
YouTube exclusive.
What do you want to talk about? Hi.
Talking about James Harden? Yeah.
Let's talk about what this is talking about. Okay. Wemby. Okay. What does that mean? Shams, who is, I don't know what that means. Who's Shams' favorite NBA player? He can't tell anybody this.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
You can't? Not even just us? Why?
No, I mean, I don't have like my favorite former player is probably Kobe.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Oh.
I love this set you got.
Shams with the early Riz. Shams, you're
I thought
Shams has been up for a couple hours. Nobody pretend that Shams just woke up and got out of bed. He's been doing some things.
I thought we were going to talk about peanut butter and apple.
No, why are you stuck on? Do you not like peanut butter?
No, I love peanut butter and apple. That's the first thing I saw.
Underrated snack. Underrated
crazy
snack.
combination of getting your fruit and getting some protein. It's easy.
What have you been doing in LA? Can you tell us that, or you can be secretive?
No,
You've been
literally
here all
nothing.
week.
I've been watching games, a couple meetings.
Shams, Run It Back, Shams, Chandler, Michelle. They haven't asked me to hang out, so I don't know have you guys been having
We
family
haven't had
dinners?
anything.
Why?
We were supposed to. It was Chandler's birthday. Everyone had birthdays. It was Michelle's birthday this week, Chandler's birthday,
Yours
Lou's
birthday
birthday's tomorrow. Yeah. They all had birthdays.
So why don't you guys have one party?
We should have.
Will LeBron win another championship before he retires?
He's going to have a chance.
Do you have a favorite Star Wars character? You've never seen Star Wars? Shams. Marissa loves it. Marissa loves everything.
Don't
All right.
antagonize.
We have so many things. I'm reading comments.
Go crush it,
Yeah.
What else do they want to know?
wouldn't pass the ball to Wemby when he was hot?
Yeah,
Is that true?
I think he walked off the floor frustrated. I think, when you frustrated that they lost, but then you could definitely make a case that he was frustrated that he didn't get the ball down the stretch.
Shams. All right, East versus West again. What's going on here? We've got the NBA returning to East versus West format for the 2024 All-Star Game in Indianapolis. Shams, we are so lucky to have you. What do I need to know about this?
Great being back. I mean, I think the league has had issues the last couple seasons as far as getting players to play hard in the All-Star Game. There's a lot of coasting in the All-Star Game.
Okay.
But but now the league is trying to bring it back, East versus West. This is the old school style. No more player drafts. So, okay, in the NBA, what's happened the last several years is players like the top two, let's say LeBron James and Kevin Durant are captains of the All-Star team, the most votes. They draft their team.
Right.
And there's always that last guy that doesn't get, that has to sit on air.
I always feel bad
and they
for that
televise
guy.
it. They televise it on TNT. So no more of that this season.
Yeah, we're going to go to a TNT game, you and I, this year. We decided.
I think that's in the cards.
You sent me the schedule. We're figuring
in
it
the
out.
cards.
World, we're going to go to a game. We're going to figure it out. All right, I want you to, you were here a couple of days ago, and you were really overhyping a rookie, and I said, I don't like that. I like, and you say, Wemby's all, and this is going on, and all this, and then he was like, whatever. He had the glasses on. He looked like he was straight out the Matrix. He was Keanu Reevesing. And then last night, like, debut against the Mavs. Your thoughts?
He's a rookie.
Okay.
He was in foul trouble last night, and if you watch these highlights in the fourth quarter, he had 9 points out of his 15 in the fourth quarter.
You ripped a three, I saw that.
He had 5 fouls. It's just difficult when you're playing with foul trouble. And I think that is something to monitor. Anytime there's a rookie player, like he's going to get guys challenging him physically. Grant Williams, the Mavericks player, 17 points, 6 rebounds. But he's a big dude. And I think him challenging Wembanyama defensively, offensively, putting him in foul trouble, really getting into his body, I think that to me is a sign of things to come.
Derek Lively sounds like the guy I should have been rooting for.
Lively
What do I
was
need to
so
know about
lively last night. He was all over the place. 16 points,
Is
10
he the
rebounds.
rookie of the year, Shams?
I mean, he might be in the running for sure. He might be in the running.
You heard it here first. He might be.
He might be in the running.
In the running. Okay, the James Harden. Oh gosh. Even I know that James Harden.
Yeah. Let's get into this.
It's
let's
just
get
like
into
the
this.
psychology of it, the humanity of it, the Sixers beef. Like, he wants to return to the team. They don't want. The 76ers got a big game against Giannis and Dame. I know that tonight, big game. What's going on with James Harden? Like, what? You've been on top of this story.
Yeah. So James Harden was away from the team for 10 straight days. Then he comes back to practice, and he wants the team's going to go on this road trip to start the year in Milwaukee and Toronto.
Right.
Milwaukee tonight, Toronto on Saturday. James Harden wanted to travel with the team. He made multiple efforts to go travel. He had 6 bags packed with him, ready to go for this trip. And the Sixers asked him to stay home, work out in Philadelphia. Don't come with us. But I think more than anything, don't be a distraction for us on the road.
Yeah.
And he wanted to go, and the team told him not to. He's going to work out, but he doesn't want to play anytime soon.
How does this end?
Kay, what do you think?
I'm asking. You know.
So if you're James Harden, you called Daryl Morey, your general manager, your boss, potentially, a liar.
The boss who he, like, at the clubs has the signs and is like, I don't love you, that guy?
Yeah, the Daryl Morey's a liar signs.
Well,
by the way, James Harden wasn't even at the club when that sign
that
was being
true?
passed around. So that's a fact.
I got bad information.
Special fun fact for
Were
Up
you
and
at
Adams.
the club with him?
I can be everywhere, but I was not there that night. No.
You had the bottle service girls texting you and telling you that James Harden
False.
wasn't there?
False.
Okay, so he wasn't there, but
Could be a source.
So how does this end?
I think inevitably this probably ends with him getting traded, whether that's right now or at the trade deadline. I mean, he's got a $35.6 million expiring contract.
Wow.
So if the Sixers don't want to trade him to the Clippers now and take the Clippers' best offer, which is expirings, salaries, a first-round pick, an unprotected pick, swap, if they don't want to take that now, come trade deadline.
Why would they want to take that? Why? Give me the, no offense to anybody involved, what bridge hasn't he burned in the NBA?
Well, listen, he took a $15 million pay cut last summer. So shout out to pay cuts. Kay, would you?
Would I take a pay cut?
Yeah.
This isn't about me.
So James Harden, that's what I'm saying. So the normal human being probably would not have taken a massive pay cut. He went from $48 million down to $33 last summer, and he did it so the team could get better.
Got it.
And he was getting vibes from the team that we'll look out for you. We'll take care of you. And he feels like that wasn't done.
So there's, in your estimation, because I really don't know enough about this, so I'm asking, he does not suit up as a 76er.
I do not believe. Now, you never say never, right?
Right.
Like, I don't want to come here and say James Harden's never going to, but you never say never, but I don't see him playing anytime
I want to
soon.
see the Philly fan reaction to
That
him.
would,
Like,
we
that's
had
the
Lou
only
Williams
reason
on
I
running
want-
back,
Yeah.
shout out running back, FanDuel TV,
Yeah.
leads into Up and Adams, great show. But I think Lou Williams was on, and he was saying that, like, James Harden is in a tough position in Philadelphia.
Yeah,
because
there's no
those
world
fans,
where they embrace him.
And so, I mean, Lou Williams wants James Harden to suit up, but he also knows that if he suits up and plays, that fan reaction is going to be
Worse than Ben
pretty
Simmons?
lethal.
Look at how much NBA I know.
I don't know, but that's a great analogy. I don't know if worse than Ben Simmons, because. But the fact that he's there and if he's playing for your team, it probably is going to be worse because it's live and in the moment.
I hear you're going to the Lakers game.
We are going to go to the Lakers game. Me, Michelle Beadle's going.
Wow.
Chandler Parsons may or may not go. Kay, would you come tonight?
Yeah, I wasn't asked though, so there's that. Where are your seats?
I follow
That's how
instructions.
every girl in LA would answer that question. Where are your seats? You want to go to this game? Where are your seats? Where are you sitting?
I don't even know.
You don't even know?
I follow
you just show up?
instructions.
Well, you're not sitting in the press box eating like cold chicken nuggets. I know that much.
I might be.
No, you're not. You're not
Shout out
doing
cold chicken nuggets.
Don't
hate.
And apples
Don't
and
hate.
peanut butter.
Don't
Okay,
hate.
Shams, I got to get to the bottom of something. This Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift stuff. Some people saying it's a PR relationship. It's true love.
You tell
What
me.
Do you know?
I love love. I'm a fan of love, but you're the NFL insider.
You know more than. You want to know how I'll find out? This is Shams' phone, everybody.
This is a crime that's being
Listen,
committed.
you were not playing man coverage
This is
on your phone.
ridiculous
Welcome
right
to.
now.
You want to talk a little NFL? Is this where all the secrets are?
Yeah.
Can we just get a close up of Shams and how nervous he is that I have his cell phone?
You can have my phone. Just hide it. Just hide it from the cameras. But listen, my perception of it is I want to be a believer. I want to be a believer. So I'm gonna,
Shams.
I'm a believer.
I'm just scared to look at. There's literally it's buzzing as I'm sitting here. I can't believe it.
Probably
How
not.
often do you get? I read that article. You got millions of things going on. This is insane. By the way, do you want to know what your when you call me, what it looks like?
No, I'd
Like
love
the
to see.
thing?
Let's test it out.
Oh, I think we have it right here.
let's
This is what comes up.
Oh my God, that's beautiful. I feel like I could rock that for sure. That's great. That's
good,
amazing.
right? That's what
full screen.
Every time Shams calls me,
Jimmy Butler.
That's the full Jimmy Butler.
Shout out Jimmy Butler.
Do you like
Kate,
how much NBA
Kate,
I know?
what's your day-to-day like? I want to know your day-to-day. You were stuck in traffic.
When we're on the Up and Shams show,
having apple
then
peanut butters
then we'll
on,
be able to
on
talk
your
about
way.
this. Okay, listen. So do you think it's the real thing, the relationship?
I personally, I'm an over-optimistic person. I'm a glass half full person, so I do believe.
Okay.
But what's your opinion?
Listen, speaking of Taylor, Micah Parsons commented, I think it's real. I think they're having fun. Why wouldn't they? Like, young love, go for it. Speaking of Taylor, Micah Parsons said that Travis's stat line in games Taylor Swift is at versus one she doesn't attend is crazy. Do we have time to listen to this? We have 1 minute. Let's see.
So it's obviously not Taylor Swift. But I'm going to tell y'all one thing. When there is a bad girl and she's in attendance and she's watching you, that gives you an extra boost of confidence. When you pull up to the gym and your girl's with you, I don't care who's in front of me. Like, without a doubt in my mind, Kawhi Leonard could be in front of me. I got to give him 30.
Now, who's the most baddie-motivated NBA player in the NBA that I need to know about? Because clearly Travis is motivated by the baddie.
Yeah,
Who takes the crown?
Oh, man. I mean, that's a loaded question.
Shams is
right
never
now.
coming back on the Up and Adam
That's a
show.
loaded question. I'm going to say Chandler
Oh my
Parsons
God,
when he was an NBA
the
player.
Clippers are getting James Harden. That's what his phone says. You're the best. He's sweating, this poor man. We took your phone.